The love and hip-hop universe has seen plenty of drama, but nothing could have prepared fans for this. A shocking blow-up that left cameras rolling, fans screaming, and social media on fire. According to eyewitnesses, Yandy Smith didn't just argue with Tamar Braxton. She exploded. The reason? None other than Mendeecees Harris, the man at the center of one of the most heated reality TV showdowns in years. What started as whispers and shady comments quickly spiraled into a full-on confrontation that nearly turned violent. With security rushing in to break things up, Tamar, never one to back down, clapped back in ways nobody expected, escalating the feud to levels fans say they've never seen before. And when the dust settled, the internet wasn't asking if this was staged. They were demanding to know what Mendeecees really did that made Yandy snap like this. #Yandy. #Tamar Braxton. #men. DC's it all began on what was supposed to be an ordinary night in Atlanta. The cameras were rolling, the cast was gathering, and the tension was already thick in the air. But no one, not even the producers who thrive on reality TV chaos, could have predicted what was about to unfold between Yandy Smith and Tamar Braxton. The moment Tamar's name came up in a conversation about Mendeecees Harris, the energy in the room shifted instantly. Yandy, usually calm, polished, and strategic with her words, suddenly transformed. Her tone sharpened, her voice rose, and her hands started moving in ways that made everyone step back. Tamar, sitting across the room, smirked in that way only Tamar can, a smirk that reads half confidence, half provocation. For fans, this was reality TV gold, but for those in the room, it was about to get dangerous. What triggered it? Rumors. The internet had been buzzing for weeks with whispers about Tamar being too close to Mendeecees. Screenshots had circulated showing what looked like DMs between the two. One photo even surfaced allegedly showing Tamar backstage at an event where Mendeecees was present. But Yandy wasn't. Fans quickly built their own narrative. Tamar and Mendeecees had some kind of friendship that crossed boundaries. And while nothing had been confirmed, the chatter was loud enough that Yandy couldn't ignore it anymore. When Yandy confronted Tamar, it wasn't subtle. "You need to explain why my husband's name is in your mouth," Yandy snapped, her voice echoing across the set. Tamar, never one to be silenced, fired back immediately. "Girl, don't flatter yourself. Ain't nobody checking for Mendeecees like that. Maybe you should check your own man before you come at me." That line lit the match. The room erupted with gasps. The cameras zoomed in, and Mendeecees himself froze, looking like he'd been blindsided. Security started shifting toward the women, sensing what was about to happen. Yandy got up from her seat, eyes locked on Tamar, and stormed forward. Her voice cracked as she shouted, "You don't talk about my family. You don't disrespect my marriage. Not now, not ever." The clash wasn't just about Mendeecees. It was about respect, about territory, about power in a world where reputation means everything. Tamar, known for her sharp tongue, wasn't about to back down either. She stood up too, hair flips and all, and squared up. "Respect? You think you can tell me about respect? Please? If you were really respected, your man wouldn't even be in my demise." The crowd lost it. Cast members tried to intervene, pulling Tamar back, holding Yandy's arms. But it was clear this wasn't going to stay verbal for long. At one point, Yandy lunged forward, and if it weren't for security, she might have landed a hit. Tamar screamed, calling her insecure and pressed, while Yandy fired back with accusations that Tamar was desperate for attention. Meanwhile, social media was already blowing up. Clips leaked from people in the audience who had their phones out, and within minutes, #YandyV's TAMAR was trending on Twitter. Fans divided into camps instantly, some saying Yandy was right to defend her family, others insisting Tamar was just speaking her truth and Yandy overreacted. And then came the twist that made it all worse. Someone uploaded an alleged voice memo of Mendeecees talking about Tamar. In the leaked audio, a man sounding eerily like Mendeecees says, "Man, I don't even know why Yandy mad. Tamar, cool people. She ain't never disrespected me. If anything, she's been more real than some folks in my own circle. That leak poured gasoline on the fire. Fans started tagging Yandy directly, accusing her of lashing out at the wrong person. Tamar even reposted one of the clips on her Instagram story with the caption, "Receipts don't lie. Don't come for me when your man already co-signed me." By the end of the night, the situation had spiraled completely out of control. Yandy left the set in tears, escorted out by security while Tamar stayed behind, giving a fiery rant to the cameras about fake friends and women who don't know how to control their men. But the story didn't end there. As the cameras kept rolling, producers scrambled to figure out how to contain the chaos. Mendeecees sat quietly, barely saying a word, his silence louder than any defense. And when one producer asked him off-camera if he wanted to clear the air, he reportedly shrugged and said, "It ain't even worth it." That silence only fueled the storm. Because if Mendeecees wasn't denying the rumors, then what did that mean? The fight between Yandy and Tamar wasn't just a one-night explosion. It was the beginning of a full-scale feud that was about to tear reality TV apart. And with fans demanding answers, insiders leaking more evidence, and both women refusing to back down, it became clear. This wasn't just drama for ratings. This was personal, and as the internet kept buzzing, one question rose above the noise. Was Mendeecees guilty of betrayal? Or was this all a dangerous misunderstanding spiraling out of control? Either way, the damage was already done, and it was only part one of the chaos. When the cameras stopped rolling that night, the fight should have been over. But in today's world, reality TV doesn't end when production cuts, it just moves to social media, where the stakes are even higher by morning. Clips of the confrontation between Yandy and Tamar had racked up hundreds of thousands of views. On TikTok, a fan uploaded a slowed-down replay of Yandy lunging at Tamar, set to dramatic music, and it instantly went viral. Twitter was flooded with hashtags like #TeamYandyY, #TeamTamar, and even #Mendeeceesmess. Memes popped up showing Tamar smirking while Yandy raged, and others depicting Yandy as a protective lioness defending her pride. But the real shock came when Tamar herself went live. Sitting in her dressing room, face flawless and nails freshly done, Tamar didn't hold back. Let me make something clear. She told her 2 million viewers, "Ain't no woman gonna come for me over a man I don't even want. Mendeecees. Girl, please, I don't do married men. Never have, never will. But if you feel insecure, that's not my problem." That live was shared everywhere, and within an hour it had been clipped, remixed, and posted on every blog site from the Shade Room to Hollywood Unlocked. Fans argued over Tamar's words. Some praised her for standing her ground, while others accused her of gaslighting Yandy and hiding something bigger. Meanwhile, Yandy stayed silent, but her silence was louder than Tamar's words. She didn't post, didn't respond, and didn't go live. Instead, people noticed she unfollowed several cast members on Instagram, including Tamar. That unfollow spree sent a strong message. The feud was real, and it wasn't cooling down anytime soon. Then came the next bombshell. An anonymous account posted alleged screenshots of DMs supposedly between Tamar and Mendeecees. The messages, while blurry, appeared to show Tamar complimenting Mendeecees on the show and him replying with emojis and casual banter. Nothing outright incriminating, but enough to spark massive debate. Fans dissected every emoji, every timestamp, every word. Was this harmless networking or secret flirting? One viral thread claimed the screenshots were fake, pointing out inconsistencies in the font and timestamps. But others swore they were real, citing Tamar's own history of messy social media entanglements. Blogs had a field day with headlines like, "Is this proof Tamar and Mendeecees crossed the line?" As this chaos exploded online, Mendeecees finally broke his silence. But instead of clearing the air, he made things worse. On a late-night live session, he appeared tired, calm, but defensive. "Man, y'all gotta chill," he said. "I ain't in no dimes like that. Tamar, cool, she a friend? That's it. Don't make it more than what it is. My wife know where I stand, and that's all y'all need to know." But fans noticed what he didn't say. He never explicitly denied the leaked voice memo, never addressed the screenshots, and never explained why Tamar was even in the middle of this at all. Instead, he ended the live abruptly, leaving viewers more confused than before. This vague response gave Tamar more ammunition. Hours later, she posted a cryptic tweet. "When people can't handle the truth, they start hiding behind lies. Keep playing, sis." The sis was clearly aimed at Yandy, and it sent fans spiraling. Was Tamar accusing Yandy of covering up something? Or was she doubling down on her stance that Yandy was insecure? At the same time, insiders started leaking behind-the-scenes details. According to one source on set, Yandy was furious that producers didn't step in sooner during the fight. The source claimed she felt like Tamar was deliberately provoking her, and instead of shutting it down, the crew let it escalate because they knew it would make good TV. Yandy felt used. That revelation raised questions about whether the fight was genuine or manufactured, but judging from Yandy's emotional state, it looked very real. Adding to the madness, other cast members chimed in. Erica Mena posted a shady Insta story saying, "When you play the victim, but you stay flirting with people's husbands, it's giving tired." Fans quickly assumed this was about Tamar, and the internet went wild dissecting the shade. Lil Scrappy, caught in the middle of the love and hip-hop world, simply tweeted, "Man, Atlanta hot right now. Y'all be safe." That vague comment only added fuel to the fire, with fans begging him to spill the tea. By the second day, the feud wasn't just a reality TV moment, it was a cultural conversation. Talk shows picked it up, YouTubers broke down every frame of footage, and TikTok detectives started pulling receipts from as far back as 2018, claiming Tamar and Mendeecees had interacted way before this fight. And then came the biggest twist of all. An audio leak allegedly captured Tamar venting to a friend about Yandy. In the clip, Tamar's voice can be heard saying, "She wanna act like her man? Perfect. But everybody know Mendeecees got a history. Don't get mad at me because I won't play along with her little fairy tale." That leak reignited everything. If Tamar was calling out Mendeecees' past, was she hinting at deeper secrets? Yandy, still silent publicly, was reportedly furious behind the scenes. One insider told a blog Yandy feels like Tamar is trying to destroy her marriage and her image. She's ready to fight back, not just with words, but with receipts of her own. The feud was now bigger than one fight. It was spiraling into a full-blown war of reputations, marriages, and legacies. And the scariest part? Both women had platforms, fans, and power, and neither looked ready to back down by now. Fans weren't just watching for entertainment. They were invested, picking sides and demanding answers. Was Tamar crossing the line? Or was Yandy overreacting? Was Mendeecees innocent or secretly playing both sides? One thing was clear. This wasn't dying down anytime soon. The brawl had opened the floodgates, and the leaks, the shade, and the secrets were only just beginning to spill. The feud between Yandy Smith and Tamar Braxton over Mendeecees Harris had already shaken reality TV fans to their core. But what unfolded in this stage of the drama was beyond what anyone expected. Part 3 takes us straight into the chaos, and this time, the emotions, the accusations, and the fallout spiraled completely out of control. When news of the altercation first broke, fans assumed it was just another shouting match between two strong personalities. But insiders have since revealed it was far more dangerous. With Tamar allegedly threatening to release information that could upend Yandy's entire image as a wife, businesswoman, and public figure. According to one source, Tamar screamed across the room, "You don't want me to play what I got on this phone? Yandy, you really don't." The tension reportedly made the room fall silent, with everyone realizing that Tamar might actually have receipts. Those receipts quickly became the most talked about rumor in the industry. Speculation spread that Tamar held voice recordings of private conversations she'd had with Mendeecees, conversations where he allegedly vented about his frustrations with Yandy, hinted at trust issues, and even more dangerously, implied that Tamar was the only person who really understood him. Whether true or not, just the idea of those recordings existing was enough to send shockwaves through social media. Fans began trending the hashtag TAMAR receipts, demanding she release the audio to expose the truth. Yandy, however, was not about to take that lying down. Multiple eyewitnesses confirmed that she lunged toward Tamar, pointing her finger directly in her face, and shouting that Tamar was nothing but a liar chasing headlines. Security rushed to hold Yandy back as she continued yelling, "You will not play with my family. You will not." The sheer emotion in her voice proved just how personal this battle had become. For years, Yandy had built her brand on loyalty, strength, and protecting her family while Mendeecees was in prison. To her, Tamar's threats weren't just disrespectful, they were an attack on everything she stood for. But Tamar, true to her nature, refused to back down. She clapped back in front of everyone, telling Yandy that the truth doesn't need protection and that she was tired of Yandy acting like reality TV royalty. She added, "Mendeecees is a grown man. If he told me things, that's not my fault. Maybe you should worry about why he said them in the first place." That one line turned the entire fight on its head. Suddenly, this wasn't just about Tamar versus Yandy. It was about whether or not Mendeecees himself had opened a door that could never be closed by this point. The cameras were rolling, the gossip blogs were buzzing, and even fellow celebrities started weighing in. Clips of the altercations surfaced online within hours, with fans dissecting every word, every facial expression, every movement of Yandy's and Tamar's body language. Tamar's phone threat moment became the most replayed clip, sparking endless debates about whether she really had damaging recordings or whether she was bluffing to rattle Yandy. Meanwhile, Lil Scrappy, who was nearby during the chaos, found himself unexpectedly dragged into the spotlight. Witnesses say that when Yandy and Tamar had to be physically pulled apart, Scrappy smirked and joked, "This is wild, but I ain't in it." The internet had a field day with his reaction. Memes flooded social media of Scrappy holding popcorn while chaos unfolded, with captions like "Me watching my friends destroy each other's lives. Attempt to stay neutral" only made the whole situation look even messier because fans felt like he knew more than he was letting on. But the biggest twist came when Mendeecees himself finally addressed the controversy, instead of issuing a clear denial or defending Yandy outright. He posted a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Y'all believe what you want. I know the truth. God got me." That vague statement raised more questions than it answered. Why didn't he directly defend Yandy? Was Tamar telling the truth? And why did he sound like a man hiding something rather than putting the rumors to rest? Within hours, blogs reported that Tamar had allegedly shared her proof with at least 2 industry insiders, one of whom claimed that the recordings were very real and painted Mendeecees in a way that could seriously damage his marriage. Though the recordings haven't surfaced publicly, the whisper campaigns were enough to spark a frenzy. Fans flooded Yandy's social media with comments like, "If Tamar's lying, sue her. If not, then, girl, you got bigger problems." Yandy, furious, fired back with a fiery Instagram live where she insisted Tamar was making everything up for attention. Her words were filled with raw emotion. "I don't care what kind of story she's trying to spin. I know my husband, I know my family, and I won't let somebody tear down what we've built." But critics pointed out that Yandy looked visibly shaken during the live, as though she was fighting back tears while trying to remain strong. Fans couldn't help but notice her voice cracked several times, fueling speculation that she was afraid Tamar might actually release something explosive. The drama escalated further when Tamar, clearly relishing the attention, tweeted, "If you come for me, be prepared for the truth. I don't bluff ever." The tweet racked up thousands of retweets and comments within minutes, with fans daring her to drop the audio. Some even accused her of dragging the situation out just to stay in the headlines. But Tamar clapped back again, writing, "It's not about clout. It's about honesty. Y'all just not ready for it." The industry too was buzzing. Several reality TV stars privately told bloggers that this fight could end up being the most damaging feud of the year, even surpassing the infamous drama between Nicki Minaj and Cardi. Insiders said producers were already scrambling to figure out whether they could incorporate the feud into upcoming show storylines, fearing the real-life damage could spill too, far beyond the screen, and just when fans thought things couldn't get any uglier. Rumors broke that Tamar had been in contact with someone close to Yandy and Mendeecees, someone who might corroborate her claims. If true, that would mean Tamar wasn't bluffing at all. Instead, she was playing a long game, holding on to her evidence until the right moment to detonate it. The pressure is now at a boiling point. Yandy is desperate to protect her family's image. Tamar is doubling down on her threats, and Mendeecees is stuck in the middle, seemingly unwilling or unable to set the record straight. Every day, fans grow more convinced that the truth will eventually come out. And when it does, the fallout could end relationships, careers, and reputations forever. So the question remains, will Tamar actually drop those voice notes? Or is she bluffing just to keep Yandy off balance? Either way, the next move in this feud is going to shock everyone watching. And trust me, what's rumored to come next makes everything so far look like child's play. By the time part 4 of this feud unraveled, the situation had grown far beyond a heated spat. It was no longer just about Tamar Braxton and Yandy Smith exchanging insults. It had become a full-blown battle with real consequences, stretching into family loyalty, friendships, and even potential legal fallout. What started as a shouting match had spiraled into an all-out war that no one could ignore, according to insiders. Mendeecees was forced to hold a family meeting in the days following the explosive confrontation. Relatives on Yandy's side allegedly urged him to make things right by standing publicly against Tamar, while a few close friends of his suggested he should remain silent until things calmed down. But silence, in this case, only made things worse. Tamar took Mendeecees' hesitance as proof that she wasn't bluffing, doubling down on her warnings. On Instagram Live, she teased fans again. "Y'all gonna stop doubting me? When I show it, it's gonna shake the whole game up." The "it" she referred to quickly became the most anticipated bombshell in reality TV gossip. Rumors of the recordings gained so much traction that hashtags like hashtag #TAMAR receipts and hashtag YanDYV's TAMAR were trending daily on Twitter. Bloggers dissected every possible angle, speculating whether the tapes might reveal infidelity, money issues, or even shady deals Mendeecees had kept hidden. The more Tamar refused to back down, the more fans were convinced she was holding nuclear-level evidence. Meanwhile, Yandy attempted damage control. She appeared at an industry event days later, smiling and posing for cameras, trying to project her usual polished and unbothered image. But even there, whispers followed her every move. Witnesses noted that she seemed distracted, constantly checking her phone and nervously whispering to her team. One guest claimed Yandy abruptly left the event halfway through. Just as bloggers began hounding her about the alleged recordings, the drama escalated when fellow reality stars began choosing sides. Some, like Erica Mena, openly shaded Yandy in cryptic posts, writing, "Funny how the perfect wives always got the messiest secrets." Others, including Rashida, tried to remain neutral but urged both women to resolve the fight privately before it spiraled even further. Unfortunately, the feud was already way too public for that. And then came the ultimate twist. Leaked screenshots allegedly showing a text exchange between Tamar and Mendeecees. In the screenshots, Mendeecees appeared to vent frustrations about Yandy, writing lines like, "She don't understand me anymore, and at least you listen." Tamar, whether the screenshots were real or fabricated, remains unclear. But their appearance sent fans into an absolute frenzy. Tamar, of course, refused to confirm or deny the leak, posting instead, "I don't have to prove myself to anybody. The truth always wins." Yandy, on the other hand, had reached her breaking point. In a fiery Instagram live, she called Tamar out directly, saying, "You will not tear down what I've built. You will not use lies and manipulation to try and get attention. If you were really about the truth, you'd have shown it by now." She went on to accuse Tamar of trying to sabotage her marriage and her brand, calling her a jealous opportunist. Tamar clapped back within minutes, quote posting Yandy's video with the caption, "Why so mad if it's all lies? Girl, relax." That one response broke the internet, with thousands of fans piling into the comments to argue over who was really telling the truth. Mendeecees, caught in the middle, faced mounting pressure to address the drama head-on. Finally, he released a brief statement through his management team. "I love my wife and I stand by her. I will not engage in rumors or gossip." On the surface, it sounded supportive, but to many, it was too vague, too generic, and too carefully worded. Critics pointed out that he never actually denied the allegations, nor did he challenge Tamar directly. That silence left a dangerous opening for speculation to grow. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed that producers from multiple reality TV franchises were circling, eager to bring Tamar and Yandy together for an on-camera showdown. The tension had reached such legendary levels that networks were reportedly considering spin-offs, specials or reunion-style face-offs just to capitalize on the feud. At this stage, the entire entertainment world was holding its breath. Would Tamar finally drop the so-called recordings? Would Yandy fight back legally to protect her reputation? And most importantly, what role had Mendeecees really played in all of this? As one insider put it bluntly, this isn't just TV drama anymore. Somebody's reputation is about to be destroyed, and when that happens, it's not going to be pretty. The feud between Yandy and Tamar had started as a clash of egos, but had grown into something far darker. A battle where personal secrets, marriages, and public images were all on the line. The next move from either woman could permanently change the way fans view them, and the fallout could be catastrophic for everyone involved. And trust me, what happens next will leave fans speechless. Because if Tamar really presses play on those recordings, it won't just end friendships. It could end marriages and careers overnight. And there you have it, the feud between Yandy Smith and Tamar Braxton over Mendeecees Harris has turned into one of the wildest, most unpredictable dramas reality TV has seen in years. We've gone from shouting matches to alleged voice notes, from cryptic Instagram lives to leaked screenshots that might shatter relationships forever. The big question remains, will Tamar really release the so-called recordings, or is she bluffing to keep the spotlight? And how much longer can Yandy hold her family and her brand together under this level of pressure? One thing's for sure, fans aren't backing down. The hashtags #YanDYVs TAMAR, #TAMAR receipts, and #Mendeecees drama are already flooding timelines with people demanding answers and receipts. The entertainment world is watching closely, because if Tamar presses play, it could reshape not only her career, but Yandy's entire public image. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Tamar has the proof she claims? Or is Yandy right, and this is all just a desperate grab for attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exclusive updates. And turn on post notifications so you never miss when we break the next shocking twist. Because trust me, the way this story is heading, the next chapter is going to be even crazier. At Yandy Smith, at Tamar Braxton, at Mendeecees Harris, the world is waiting.